it's been quite an interesting year. We have completely changed. As I was telling the first group, I had spent a couple of years trying to arrange. I was challenged by the Vice President of Student Affairs at Nova to develop some type of programming for Venetian Art Society to add to the core curriculum of the university, which was a pretty big ask, considering that our events are meant to be intimate and interactive. And we're talking about 9,000, 10,000 students out there in the undergraduate school. I didn't think it was possible. I kept saving notes, this, that, and the other. And finally, but I never came to any conclusion with it. And then March 9th, I get a call from John Knox Village that something that I was having delivered here for a show the next night, they were being turned away at the gate. And so that's when COVID, came into my life in a big time way. Everything came to a screeching halt. And so I was paralyzed for about 15 minutes. And little by little, I pulled out the materials that I had started working on for Nova, trying to find some way in there that I could figure out how to do something of substance that and meaning, because art is communication. The core meaning of art to me is communication of emotions. And I wasn't seeing that on anything that I was seeing on YouTube, Facebook, whatever, all of these various, social platforms. And I saw all people trying in all kinds of different ways, and it just broke my heart to see what art had come to. I'm not going to read the whole thing again, but I did. I wrote something and I put it in one of the newsletters that I sent out. I am going to read it again because it includes the mission statement. Because I decided if we're going to switch Venetian Art Society around and bring it really into the 21st century, we're going to switch everything about it. Instead of I used to laugh about how people would paint their house after 5 years, they'd paint the same damn color. I was wondering, why don't you paint that house a different color? If you're going to do it. So, so I had jumped in, whole hog into this process. And with the help of of John Knox Village, the community, the administration, and our angels, both in the community in John Knox Village, and especially the Renaissance angels, who stepped up to the plate to really help me keep this thing, not only keep it afloat, but push it into the future. And so what we're doing is truly remarkable. And I think when you read through the material, you'll have a better understanding. I'm not going to get into all of that today, but I thought it would give you something to take home so you can see what the Venetian Art Society Ultra is going to be. It is now and will be continually evolving, and we'll add things to it as well. But as far as art goes, I had written in one of the emails, and I thought it was pretty good, even if I wrote it myself, I have to say that. One is because I write totally stream of consciousness. I mean, sometimes it's really crazy. One thing that is certain, the arts will survive and once again flourish, bringing solace, hope, and inspiration to mankind. While no virus, no natural or man-made disaster can defeat the arts, it is most certain that we will have to meet the challenges of a transformed world. It's not the first time this has happened in history, and it won't be the last where people or society has had to adjust to the way the world has changed. And this is a big one. This is a big one. And it's not going back, in my estimation, at least not in my lifetime, to what it was. And we are going to adapt and make the best of it, because there are wonderful things that we still can do. It is my belief from looking back through history that out of great loss comes great opportunity. As overwhelming as life is at times, adversity develops character and the capacity for compassion, empathy, and courage. And I say that to lead up to the new mission statement that we have put on file for the Venetian Art Society. Instead of it being so much our goal to bring the fine arts to all of it, which we want to do, of course. But I want to do something more important than that. To meet the challenge of a transformed world, Venetian Art Society Ultra 21st Century Art Salons is committed to nurturing the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual well-being of our diverse community and the world at large through purposeful, thought-provoking, and enlightening artistic experiences. And the 6 tiers of types of events that you will see there will describe to you the diversity of the way we will do things. The top tier is called the 11th Guest Salon, and that's the one that will happen next Wednesday night, a week from tomorrow night, in front of the Stranahan House, a museum on the New River in downtown Fort Lauderdale, with Levi Kreis, the artist that I'm going to introduce you to, and then he's going to zoom in and talk to us from his home in Tennessee. But the 11th Guest Salon is truly taking what my original vision for Venetian Art Society was, taking it and refining it and actually achieving it in a much stronger, better way than I ever envisioned. I started the thing off kind of by accident. It started gathering, momentum and moving, and I've been putting one foot in front of the other the last 10 years, and it's grown and it's grown and it's grown to the point that we're here at John Knox Village. We're based out of the Museum of Art. We are under the umbrella of Nova Southeastern University. It's quite a lot for 10 years. But what I have seen coming up now is the real reason, and I've told this to many people. It's been during this COVID time, this pandemic time, that I have finally seen what the destination of the Venetian Art Society is. And that is what you're holding in your hands and what you will be experiencing over the next year, probably, as we reach out into the world. We're going to be able to you're going to be able from your home. It's my goal to make you the 11th guest from the comfort of your home, have a VIP up front and close artistic experience, a meaningful artistic experience, one that will be spiritually enlightening and that will be thought-provoking, not just entertainment. There will be a lot of aspects of it that we need to cover. And before we bring on Levi Kreis, where did I write this thing? I'm a very big person on quotes and things like that, sayings. And my dad sort of instilled that in me. And I found so many over the course of my life, and especially the course of this organization. But I was reading one the other day, and I heard the first part of it many times. But it sort of was sort of like my call to arms. It resonated in me with what we're taking off to do with the Venetian Art Society. And it's not just me. When I say me, the only way I can do any of this is with your help, with John Knox Village help, with the community. It's sort of like one of Levi's songs is, "You're the wind beneath my wings that makes this able to happen." And right now, I'm proud and a little bit horrified at the same time to say that really we're the only organization in South Florida that right now that can do anything of real substance. I want to bring these organizations into our universe because they need help and attention and support and encouragement for a long time into the future as well. And so I'd like for Venetian Art Society to be a part of benefiting that. But at any rate, back to my little quote. Now, the first part of this, you will know, and I think, and probably. The second part, I had never heard before until I delved into this. But it's a poem. It's not a poem. It's a quote by Helen Keller, and it is, "I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do that something that I can do." And then that's the part I've always heard. The second half of it is, "Your success and happiness lies in you. Resolve to keep happy, and your joy and you shall form an invincible host against all difficulties." And I thought that just really was a powerful phrase to me, and one that I keep on my phone in picture form, because I thought how true it is and how wonderful it is that we have such great, and this is so much. Helen Keller is an artist as well, who can put things into such a tiny condensed form that's so powerful. Now we're going to move on to Levi. So Levi Kreis. This is the third time in the last 10 years we've brought this wonderful artist to South Florida. And this is going to be certainly the most different one. The last time we had it was at Nova Southeastern University in 2018 in a theater that seated 230 people. There were over 100 people standing and over 40 people seated on the stage with him. And they were scared to death the fire marshal was going to come in and close us down. But anyway, he's one of the most electric, sincere artists that and not multi-faceted artists that I've ever known. He comes from Eastern Tennessee, only about an hour from where I grew up in Western North Carolina. And we're going to introduce you to Levi with a video from 2009. And Levi corrected me earlier. His second show on Broadway was the $1 Million Quartet. You will be introduced to here. And this is when the show had been nominated for the Tony Award. And off we go.
December 4th, 1956, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, and Elvis Presley met at Sun Record Studio in Memphis, Tennessee for one of the greatest rock and roll jam sessions of all time. And the new Broadway show, $1 Million Quartet, brings it all back to life. Here to perform a whole lot of shaking going on is the Tony-nominated cast of $1 Million Quartet.
Yeah. Said I'm all out of shaking away. Yeah, say it, darling. Oh, sing it one time for charity. We baby, said I'm all out of shaking going on.
So you can see what level of talent he has. I mean, it's off the charts in every direction. And what I didn't mention earlier is next week, well, Levi is on the first on Tuesday, and Wednesday night at the Stranahan House, we're filming it with 10. It's called the 11th Guest Salon. It's our premiere series. It will not be live streamed. Okay. Not in the near future, anyway. All of the other aspects of what we're doing will be live streamed, probably. But we're going to edit these things, 11th Guest Salons, down, revise them, digitally enhance them, and make them ready for TV. And we were approached by PBS to film to show, broadcast Levi's concert next to it. So we'll be letting you know what nights to turn on your channel to PBS to watch our Christmas, which I can't quite believe that it's actually happening. I'm thrilled. And but that night, 10 guests will arrive at the Stranahan House, and the evening, all of these 11th Guest Salons are going to be, and everything that we do, this included, everything that will be online, everything the Venetian Art Society does will be a demonstration of how to go above and beyond all these CDC and WHO health safety guidelines. We have our own infectious disease expert from Nova Southeastern University, Dr. Ben Dumai, overseeing everything. So in addition to the arts experience with other people in the room for the artists to actually communicate with, instead of them performing to dead space, we will be I'm thinking and hoping we're going to make a little history here. And I just hope that you see what I see in this and all of the possibilities. And as I always try to do, I try to find the silver lining in the dark clouds that come, and this is the silver lining that I'm finding, and I hope you'll go along with me on this trip. The next video is Levi in a different setting. This was recorded in the last few years in a concert that he did that was recorded, and it's beautifully done. I want you to hear Beaches, song Beaches.
This is a song that I added to my Robbing the Keys album, and I dedicate this to my family, and I hope that you were sitting there can think of someone that you love that fits the bill for this one too. pretend to let me shine. That's your way. You always walked one step behind. I was the one with all the glory. You were the one with all the strength. Beautiful face without a name for so long. Beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. 'Cause you are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Of course I know I would be nothing without you. Without you, oh, did you ever know that you're my hero? Everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. 'Cause you are the wind beneath my wings. You are the wind beneath my wings.
Okay. I chose that, of course, because I wanted you to see a different side of Levi and his talent and how he can bring it down to just, that's truly amazing to me. It's one thing to do something loud and boisterous as an artist on stage and grab everybody's attention, but it's another thing to do something quietly. The whispers catch people's attention. But I also chose it because of the name of the song, because I think that, and I've always said to all of our angels, you're the wind beneath the wings of the Venetian Art Society. And we've grown in leaps and bounds, and it's all because of the support that we have in the community and the wonderful support of John Knox Village, as I said, as a community, and of Jameson and all of the team that work here to make these things happen. They're an incredible, talented, ultra professional group of people. And we're all very lucky to have them. Thank you for making this possible and for working with us to help take what we have been doing in the past 4 years, transform it and send it out all over the world. Not just South Florida or Broward County in particular, but all over the world. We now have the opportunity to do that. And I'm thrilled to that. And I want to thank you all for making it possible. And now there's a really, really cute, the last video, I think Levi, he'll tell us he's watching. I think he just made it this year. I just saw it a few weeks ago and I thought it was great. So I'm going to end this part of it and then we're going to bring Levi in to talk with us and perform. And you guys, please feel free to ask questions and talk. I didn't say that before and to the other audience, but please feel free. Thank you.
I just got back from a lucky trip along the Milky Way. I stopped off at the North Pole to have a holiday. I called on dear old Santa Claus to see what I could see. He took me to his workshop and he told his plans to me. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Get around. Hey, he's making a list, checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's not acting nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Yeah, he sees you when you're sleeping, and he knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad, don't good, so be good for goodness sake. You better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. To town, it's so loud, playboy.
Picture. Are you there? There he is. He's waving at him. There you are. Can you hear us?
Yes, I think I'm unmuted. Hi, everyone.
I think you are muted. It needs to turn up a little bit. We're turning it up on this end. Can you hear me?
There we go. Now you can hear me. Can you hear me now?
No.
He's coming through the computer audio. Yep.
Again.
Yeah, there we are. Yes.
This is what we call technical difficulties.
Can you hear me okay?
Well, we can see you. We don't really Hey, I think we got you.
Right on. Do you have me?
We got you. Me,
Right on. Hey, good.
Me, George, and Sandra, and I'm sorry, I don't know. Connie, and Stephanie, and Liz.
Nice. Well, thank you for being here. I'd kick it in the holidays with you guys. This is the first holiday performance of the season for me, so I'm excited about that.
Well, we're thrilled to have you here.
You want to hear something? Let's start with a little Happy holidays, holiday season. Happy holidays, happy holidays, while the merry bells keep ringing. Happy holidays to you. It's the holiday season, and Santa Claus is coming round. The Christmas snow is white on the ground, and when old Santa gets into town, he'll be coming down the chimney down. It's the holiday season, and Santa Claus has got a toy for every good girl and good little boy. 'Cause Santa's a great big bundle of joy. He'll be coming down the chimney down. He's got a big fat bag upon his back. Oh, and lots of goodies will you ever need. So leave your peppermint stick for old Saint Nick hanging on the Christmas tree. It's the holiday season. Also, bippy-doo and dickory-dock. And don't forget, you better hang up your sock, 'cause just exactly at 12 o'clock, he'll be coming out the chimney down. He's got a big fat bag upon his back. Oh, and lots of goodies for you and for me. So leave your peppermint stick for old Saint Nick hanging on the Christmas tree. It's the holiday season. So dip-dee-doo and dickory-dock. And don't forget, you better hang up your sock, 'cause just exactly 12 o'clock, they'll be coming out the chimney, coming out the chimney, coming out the chimney down. Happy holidays, happy holidays, while the merry bells keep ringing. Happy holidays to you. Yeah, thank you. What is that you say? Really?
What are you doing for Christmas other than coming for Lauderdale for a concert?
Yeah, you gotta talk to the mic.
Oh, one more time.
What are you doing besides coming to Fort Lauderdale for Christmas?
Well, we do have a few holiday tour dates that begin this weekend. But this week, I'm trying to just be present with my mom, my dad, my brothers. We're going to just be together for the Thanksgiving holiday. And that's a welcome change because we've been very busy this year. So,
Now,
yeah.
how many brothers do you have?
All of us are 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the age range?
Everything from 24 to 51.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I'm smack in the middle with them. So
No,
it's
Five in my family. I'm smack in the middle too. Yeah.
well, you know, we have big families in the South, Willie.
Exactly.
In Oliver Springs, Tennessee, where I'm from, graduating class of 5 people.
A little bit about your background and how you got started in this business.
Well, I started music young. I started in the church, you know, in a good old Baptist church. First church I ever sang at was the local black church, First Missionary Baptist Church. One of my good friends of my grandmother and grandfather, Miss Alice. Miss Alice heard me and her granddaughter Cornelia singing in the backyard one day and said, "You need to get that boy singing." By the time I was 12 years old, I was on the road singing at a different church every weekend. And from there, had a record by 15 years old and was professionally doing it as a teenager and always have been musically. The stage and musical theater came a little later. when I first moved to Los Angeles, and out of a cattle call, ended up snagging the role of Roger in the Broadway National Tour of Rent, which started my career as a musical theater actor and a film actor. It also found me one of the best coaches that I ever had, so I just kind of immersed myself in that world instantly. About 1998 is when I started acting, and I've been doing that ever since as well. So I'm fortunate. I'm fortunate to do what I love.
Well, I failed to mention, it should say on the information I gave you, that the show, the $1 Million Quartet that we saw at the beginning, Levi won the Tony Award the following year for that. Just to make sure everybody knows. I mean, he's got.
And if you doubt.
And there it is. I love it. I love it. Yeah,
It's always nearby.
It's nearby. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, good. Well, all right, bring it. Give us another Christmas song.
Okay, well, I'm kind of reminiscing about being with my family this Thanksgiving. It's been a while since we've been able to be together. I've been traveling so much, usually New York, and we get to kind of be here. So this is one of my mom's favorite Christmas songs. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to
Wonderful. I wanted to share with them. I was thinking about it in the previous session that we had. The transition or the transformation of your styles. Not really transformation of your styles, but they just broadened over the last 20 years, you would say. When did you first do a Broadway show first?
Well, no, my Broadway debut was $1 Million Quartet. My almost Broadway debut was a musical before that. We were lined up with a theater, and when 9/11 happened, the producers weren't comfortable actually following through with opening night because the show was about 5 guys in their 1-year tour of duty at Vietnam. It was about war, and it wasn't something that they felt people would take a look at. But it was the producers of that show that found me for Million Dollar Quartet, and that's how Million Dollar Quartet happened.
Yeah, and it's a pretty amazing story. Your first row on Broadway, and you win the Tony. That's
Yes.
pretty incredible. So you got to the top of that, too. And then what do you get?
Well, I understand a stage is a stage is a stage. So, you know, whether it's on Broadway or whether it's where I started with the national tour, touring some of our great stages across the country. I just feel lucky to have done musical theater for this long because it's such a love of mine.
You've done musical theater, movies, TV. So, I mean, do you feel like there's a place where you are most comfortable now? I mean, it seems like you're doing a lot of your own material or new material, and
I'm always gonna be engaged as a songwriter because that's the way I personally love to express myself. But you know, this year I had 2 Broadway musicals lined up before everything happened, and I'm currently working on developing my own musical. So I'm always looking for vehicles not only to create for myself, but also to be able to be a part of stuff that I really love and enjoy that was created by my comrades. So I stay engaged with it, and I'm always looking for the right role, the right vehicle. So I love music because I get to do that while I just find the thing as an actor that I'm most passionate about, because I have the freedom to be able to find the things I really, really love, you know.
Have there been times that you thought, I mean, there could not have been a person on this planet that could have done Jerry Lee Lewis? Just, I mean, it could not have been another. I mean, that crosses your mind, right? Sure it has.
Well, I mean, you know, I was doing Great Balls of Fire as the family reunion party trick at like 12. So I mean, that to me was synchronicity. You know, I really was given an opportunity to bring a very genuine piece of me to that role. And I think that's what I try to do with all the roles. I think that's what makes originating a role unique to that person who originates it, because they're able to shape the piece, the storyline, the character into something that really plays to their strengths. So I'll confess I did that very thing.
I want to, I do want to see the Broadway show you did. I'm not going to go on too much about it, but I want you to tell them about your experience, about Vanderbilt, your education.
About what?
About Vanderbilt, your education. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a fun story because I came home from my kindergarten graduation and I had heard Pomp and Circumstance. And so I sat down and I started picking it out by ear with both hands and having my brother work the pedals, my older brother work the pedals because my legs weren't long enough. And my parents rush over and it occurs to them that perhaps it's not a bad idea to start giving me lessons. It was very hard for me to learn how to read music because I could hear it so well. So they started giving me a lot of atonal music, which did strengthen my ability to read music, and ultimately got a full scholarship for classical piano at Vanderbilt University, which is where I went and fulfilled that degree. It was a great experience. And so classical, it's funny because over here gospel is such a thing I've cut my teeth on, and the classical piano was where my education was. So I think it's probably why I have appreciation for so many different styles.
And you do all of them so well. So unfortunately, we're over our time. We do want you to do one final number, and I'm going to send you an email later today with a song I want you to listen to.
Very good. Listen, well, thank you so much for having me. Even if it's virtually, it's great to be able to perform for you all today. So I'll end with one of my personal favorites, Man with the Bag. Gringo, the suit gonna jingle, the bells that will tinkle all your troubles away. But everybody's waiting for the man with the bag. Christmas is coming again. But he's got a sleigh full, it's not gonna stay full, 'cause he's got a drop for every stop of the way. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag. Christmas is coming again. He'll be here with the answers to the prayers that you made through the years. You'll get yours if you do everything you should. Extra special goodwill. So makes this December the one to remember. The best and the merriest you've ever been had. But everybody's waiting for the man with the bag. Christmas is coming again. Oh! He'll be here with the answers to your prayers that you made through this. You'll get yours if you do everything you should. Extra special goodwill and nigga, this is simple the way to remember. The best and the merriest you ever did have. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag. Christmas, I tell you, Christmas is here to stay. Thank you all for having me. You guys have a good holiday.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Ah, can't wait.